Whovians. For those of you who have just begun to watch Doctor Who, welcome to this amazing fandom. As I'm sure you've already seen, you are entering Doctor Who at a very interesting time for the show. With the announcement in 2017 of the 13th Doctor being a woman, and with the new series just getting started, there has been a huge discussion about how the show is changing. And when I say discussion, I mean that there have been some civilized disagreements, and some that are more like internet yelling. So, as you get ready to participate in the Whovian world, what's the best way to interact with fellow Whovians? We are going to look at some good and bad highlights from the recent discussion on the 13th Doctor to see how you can contribute in an appropriate and persuasive way as you start sharing your own views. So how have fans reacted to the big news? There have been many who loved it, many who hated it, and many in between. But across the board, we can see that some responded in a respectful and appropriate way, while others didn't. So let's look at some good comments first. Commenting on the trailer for Series 11, this Whovian expressed their view in a great way. They said, "Doctor Who has lasted as long as it has because it is based on change. Everything about the show changes. The actors, the sets, and even the general look of iconic characters like the Daleks and Cybermen. Keeps it all fresh. Other TV shows and franchises that consistently do the same thing eventually die. I'm not going to judge a female doctor until I see the full series. I don't want her to fail because I don't want Doctor Who to fail." As we can see, this Whovian gave a reason for their opinion without speaking badly about anyone else. This is a great way to persuade other Whovians to be more sympathetic to your view. Peter Davison, who played the 5th Doctor, also responded in an appropriate way, even though he wasn't in favor of the change. An article in the Radio Times explains that Davison said, "If I feel any doubts, it's the loss of a role model for boys who I think Doctor Who is vitally important for. So I feel a bit sad about that, but I understand the argument that you need to open it up." We can see here that without insulting anybody, Davison was honest about his view and explained it well. Clearly communicating your own views while still respecting others is a great way to persuade and contribute to the fandom. Here's another Whovian who expressed their opinion in a good way. Commenting on the new season, they explained that they just didn't like Jodie Whittaker in the role and said, "So I don't hate anybody who likes Jodie in the role. I personally just think that it was a gross miscasting, and that many of those whom are lauding her performance are only doing so because they are afraid that if they don't, then they will be accused of being sexist." This is a great way to express your opinion, especially if it's negative. You can say exactly what you feel while making it clear that you don't expect everyone to feel the same way. This makes your opinion more understandable and even more persuasive. Now let's look at a couple of bad reactions. This Whovian, who opposed the choice of the new female Doctor, managed to insult not only other Whovians who liked Jodie Whittaker, but also the actress herself, and even the new director of the show. This is a very inappropriate and unnecessary way of getting your point across, and it doesn't help you persuade at all. This bad reaction is from a Whovian who criticized men who didn't like the Doctor change. Even though many people liked this tweet, it still doesn't contribute to the fandom, and it only serves to further alienate Whovians who disagree. These comments from other Whovians show us two things to remember when we participate in the Whovian community. 1. Don't insult other Whovians. This only serves to alienate fellow fans and doesn't contribute anything worthwhile. 2. Be sincere. Feel free to say what you really think in an appropriate way. We want to hear it. So, as you get ready to share your views about what's going on in Doctor Who, please remember to be respectful of others as you share. Not only will you be more persuasive, but you'll also have more fun as you contribute to this amazing fandom. Get ready to have a wonderful time in the Whovian world. Allons-y!